Good morning, welcome back. We're going to a new country today. I'm very excited. It's a country I have long wanted to go to ever since I realized that it existed. We are going to Tajikistan. Specifically, we're going to the city of Panjakent because it's not very far from where I am right now in Samarkand. I've got a spare day today, and from what I've read, it's actually doable as a day trip. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a day trip to Tajikistan. Okay, so I've just dropped my big backpack down in the luggage station there in Samarkand station, and now we're going to get a Yandex to the border. It reckons it's an hour's drive, which is a little bit longer than I'd read, but that is plausible. Traffic is a bit of a pain here in Uzbekistan. However, that luggage room, absolute breeze. 10,000 som to store my bag there, so that is 60 pence. Yeah, it is. It's cheap over here. So yeah, just getting a Yandex now. That'll take me straight to the border. Didn't want to mess about. We haven't got loads of time, so yeah, we haven't got the most time in the world, so I just wanted to get it done, get there quickly, easy. I mean, it's not that expensive anyway. It's Yandex at the end of the day, but I could have got one out to the bus station and got a shared taxi to the border like you're supposed to, but yeah, it's just quicker this way.
If anyone's new around here, I'm John. Welcome to the channel. Really good to have you here, and I hope you enjoy some of my videos. I started making travel videos because I thought there was a little bit of a niche in the market. Travel videos for people who don't want over-sensationalized, clickbaity videos like that. Real travel for real people doing normal things. Places can be fun, places can be interesting, but also there's a reality to travel, and I'm trying to bring a well-rounded version of that to you. I don't know. If you enjoy it, then stick around. If not, there are plenty of other travel content creators out there for you. But if that sounds like you, then maybe consider subscribing and sticking around properly. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, so we've been in this Yandex for like half an hour now. Literally taken us that long to get through Samarkand. Traffic's been crazy. I think it's like 40 minutes now to the border, which is fine. Means we'll get there about 10 past 10, quarter past 10, which is fine. Plenty of time to cross, and then enough time to have a little explore of Panjakent and get to Tajikistan, or Tajikistan. I'm not sure. I think it's Tajikistan actually. But yeah, we've just stopped because he wants to buy me a drink, and the taxi driver has got a little bit excited and is now going to come with me to Panjakent. So I'll have a buddy for the day. He thought it would be fun, and he's got his passport anyway. So yeah, he's gonna come as well, because why not? If you're doing a day trip to Tajikistan anyway, then why not also take your Uzbek taxi driver as well? Yeah, no idea whether this is going to make it faster or slower at the border. They're probably going to be confused, but yeah, I mean, you might as well meet him now. So yeah.
Hello, babies.
It is quite funny because he keeps calling me Mr. Jones, which I think he thinks is my name. Yeah, funny. I think we're gonna have a great day.
Hello, that's Tajikistan. Really? bor mana. Kamera tushirib ketadi hamma. Tamam. Instagramga chiqib ketasiz u. Bu bloger ekan bu. Bloger naraqda ko'rsatgani bu yerdan jo'natyapti. Borib kameraga olib qo'yaveradi. O, gapir.
He thinks I'm French for some reason. He just said bonjour.
Yo'q.
Niet Francis.
Fransuz, ot bloger. Tamam, Instagramga chiqib ketamiz ikkomiz
He
endi.
thinks I'm French and he keeps calling me Mr. Jones. This is one of those surreal moments, I think.
Oy. Tamam, Instagramga chiqib ketdik jaras. Nima olursun
I'll tell you
Tasavvur
what,
qil, ikkovimizga
it's
gagalashganmiz.
good entertainment though.
Buni bu jo'ramali xotinim ko'rib qolsa, xotin buni Urgut, da, O'zbekiston Urgut. Дальше Таджикистан. Это вот за границей чегара будет. Полиция.
Yeah.
Passport,
gonna be
passport, yes, passport, ID карта.
Yeah, I have passport.
Passport.
Yeah. I was planning to come to Tajikistan.
Это таможня просто проверка. O'talsam men ham o'taman, o'talmasam uni chegaraga qo'yib qaytaman.
We are not very far from the border now. These little vans that you can see along the road quite a lot, they are the like marshrukas that you can get up and down to the border from the city. Like this one in front. This is the last town before the border. This is Jartepa. This is where those little buses would drop you off otherwise. Farouk, we go to Tajikistan.
Tajikistan. Tajikistan. Hello. Поехали Tajikistan.
So you can actually get the train into Tajikistan, but it takes ages. And normally I would do it anyway, but we sadly don't have the time. And we don't have the time because they didn't process my visa, basically. If you didn't know, Tajikistan is the only one out of the traditional stands. So Uzbekistan, easy. Kyrgyzstan, easy. Kazakhstan, easy. Tajikistan, difficult. For pretty much about 10 countries. And sadly, the UK is one of those 10. So you've got to do an e-visa, which means you need a letter of invitation, and it's a pain, it really is. So yeah, hopefully it all goes smoothly now at the border, because it'd be a real pain if it didn't now, after all of this. Seems to be very slow. I might have to break his heart and go on foot. It might be quicker. Because we haven't moved and we've been here 10 minutes. So the gate for cars isn't even open, so it's definitely going to take too long to wait for him. So I will, yeah, I'm going to have to go on my own, which was the plan anyways, no issue with me.
Yeah, what?
Just feels bad disappointing Farouk. So yeah, I'm going to go. He's going to meet me here and we'll go back to Samarkand together, so it is what it is. I am not risking taking my camera out here because he literally saw me take one photo on my phone and made me delete it. So I'm recording this on my phone, so the sound quality is probably poor. But we are out of Uzbekistan and we're about to try and enter Tajikistan. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Much faster on foot than in a car, by the way. And this is where the waiting really started. We got to the border post with Tajikistan and realised that there was literally one person stamping passports, which took ages. This lady even brought her own chair. She knew it would take that long. But eventually we did get there. After about an hour, we made it through and we were in Tajikistan. Right then, I've just done the secondary customs area and we are properly in Tajikistan. I even changed a bit of money as well, which was handy. They were very, very happy that I had some dollars to change it with. Dollars are such a, whatever you think of the US, dollars are such a handy currency to have when you're traveling, because you can just change them anywhere, no hassle. When I was in Kazakhstan and I was trying to shift some Georgian money I still had, it was a pain. Whereas here, I've got some dollars and it is so easy. Any money change will take dollars, I guarantee it, worldwide. I've been in the country for 2 seconds and I've already been pounced on by taxi drivers. They have arranged to take me into Panjakent for £1, which was their first price, and I'm aware is probably way too much, but they want £1. So I'm just going to pay it. I can't be arsed haggling for £1, you know. We're in a shared taxi, which is fine. Next stop, Panjakent. Showing him what a camera does. We're in Panjakent now, but we're just going to the centre, so 2 more minutes I think. Don't think it'll be much longer. I don't think it's a massive city. Obviously it's the other end of the country to the capital, but yeah, just convenient to come here. Welcome to Panjakent. Salam alaikum. Велика Британия. Да. Велика Британия, да. Panjakent? Да. Bazaar. This way?
Bazaar.
Da?
Bazaar.
Okay. Spasiba. It's a bit of a mix of languages I'm using, if I'm honest. I don't really know any Tajik, so I'm just saying salam alaikum to everyone because I know they're all Muslim. But then having to follow it up with some Russian, because that's the only one that I know 10 words of. But I've been told that the bazaar is over here, so we're going to have a little look around that first, because that is usually the liveliest spot of the city. And as those fellas told me, it is it's good. Right, where should we go in? Come on then. Let's have a little look around. I just got poked by an old lady. She wanted money off me and she poked me because I wouldn't give it to her. Here we go. Welcome to Panjakent Bazaar. I'm conscious of not getting in people's ways because there aren't very many tourists here. I assume most tourists that come to Panjakent come on the day trips that go to the lakes and do the hiking and stuff. I don't think many independent tourists come to Panjakent. They usually go straight through to Dushanbe. This bazaar is a little more rough and ready than the ones that we've been to on this trip so far in Central Asia. As you can see, you can get pretty much anything here. Yeah, literally. Hello. Salam alaikum. Da, YouTube. Yeah. No, no Russian. Чуть-чуть русский. Yeah. Велика Британия.
Велика Британия?
Да.
Welcome Tajikistan. Tajikistan, Bapesh.
Rahmat. This already feels very different to Uzbekistan, which itself felt very, very different to Kazakhstan. Yeah, it's got very different influences, Tajikistan. I know it tends to get grouped together as Central Asia, the stands, but Tajikistan is very different to the rest of them. It has different influences culturally, linguistically. Yeah, it really is quite different. Even the language is derived from completely different origins to the rest of the stands. It's a little bit less hectic up here and a little bit more like some of the other ones that we've seen in Central Asia. You've got all the usual stuff, all the spices and dried fruit and nuts and bits and pieces like that. It's yeah, I stand by my thought that you could buy anything in here. I really wouldn't be surprised. There's some nutter trying to drive a tuk-tuk through the middle of the market though. I'm not convinced that that's a good idea. But yeah, a little bit chaotic, a little bit rough and ready, but yeah, it's authentic. It really is. Well, there we go. We've actually ended up coming out of the main exit. This is what it's like. Tajikistan.
Tajikistan papi.
I think whoever owns this car quite likes Tajikistan. I have been drawn into this shop by the smell of its pasties. They smell unbelievable. So I'm gonna get one. So I asked him what the best was, and he said it's with meat, because I know the word for meat in Russian. And it cost me 5 Tajik somoni. Yeah, I can't do the calculations in my head, but 5 is very, very cheap. It looks nice. That's what we've got. We've got it in a plastic bag as well. No environmentalism here in Tajikistan. Yeah, I don't really know why I'm just walking, but it's a bit too hot to eat at the minute. So, right, let's just stop and try it then, shall we? This is what it's like. It's got meat, it's got onions, and it's got pastry, and it is absolutely delicious. Well, it's very, very tasty. It's pretty similar in taste to the one that I had in the market in Uzbekistan. It's meat and onions and pastry. It's delicious. There's nothing else to be said about it. It's fantastic. It's a winning combination. There's a reason people all over the world do it. Tastes really nice. Haven't planned today out much because I was planning to come yesterday and do a proper full day here, but my visa came through last night at like 10 PM, so I didn't come yesterday. Obviously I did something else, but then I kind of spur of the moment decided to come today because I had a bit of time, but I have less time today than I would have yesterday, because I'm going up to Tajikistan tonight from Samarkand. So yeah, a bit long-winded that. Basically I'm trying to say I don't have all day, so I don't really know what to do. So what we're probably going to do is just walk about and see what we come across, basically. So let's do a little bit of history about Tajikistan and why it is so different to the rest of Central Asia. Well, Tajikistan, historically, culturally, and specifically linguistically, has much closer ties with Farsi and Persian. That's where their language derives from, whereas Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, their native languages come from Turkish. Their native languages are Turkic, so it's very similar to Turkey, things like that. They're all Islamic, there's no difference there. But Tajikistan is where it's closer to Iran, Afghanistan, in those ties. It's a little bit more conservative is the correct phrase I'm looking for. And that just means it's different. Where the other stands kind of adopted a bit more Russian, Tajikistan less so. And whether that's a contributing factor or not, the reality is that Tajikistan was the poorest of all of the former Soviet republics, and still is. They've not pushed on like some of the others have. Obviously Uzbekistan is blessed with its tourism industry, Kazakhstan is got a lot of natural resources, Tajikistan not as much. Almost all of Tajikistan is covered with mountains. That makes it really difficult to get around, organize things. Hello, salam alaikum. People are incredibly friendly though. It's clear that they get less tourism because the eyes on the camera are everywhere. Whereas somewhere like Samarkand, which is literally an hour away if you drive it and there's no traffic, people don't bat an eyelid because there's idiots walking around with a camera filming themselves all the time. Here, not so much, as you can see by how many sort of interactions we've had today. So yeah, we're going to carry on. We're going to push down this way and we're going to see what we find here in Panjakent. Assalamu alaikum. Me? Veliko Britannia.
Oh, yes.
Look at the old Soviet decoration on this cafe. You don't get much of this left anymore, not even in most of the Soviet Union. But like I've said, Tajikistan a little bit further behind than some of the others, so a lot of the Soviet stuff is still here. Well, I'm not entirely sure what the building is behind, but I can tell you who this is. This is Ismaili Somoni, and I know that because I can read the Cyrillic at the bottom. I don't know who he was.
He was a leader in the region in the 800s, seen as a bit of a Tajik hero, and is on the money.
Well, this is one for me, not you lot, but just found a football stadium in Panjakent, and it looks decent as well. Just wish I was here for longer and I could watch some Tajik League football. That'd be great. I'd be well up for that. Excellent. I took a risk. I walked round to the main entrance and I'm allowed in. Here we are. I don't even know the name of the club. It's been a lifelong dream of mine since I was a child to walk onto the pitch here at the stadium in Panjakent. And here we are on the field of dreams. I don't know, pretty cool though. I'm happy enough with this. Again, would have been great if there was a game on. I'd be lying if this wasn't at least part of the reason why I wanted to come here. A golden Lenin. He's looking a little bit worse for wear. Someone needs to get the golden spray paint out on his thigh. Okay, next on the agenda is hopefully a museum, a local history museum. Am I optimistic? No. I think we're 0 from 7 on museums in Central Asia and whether they're open or not. So I'm not entirely optimistic. And the doors are closed, which is not a good sign. But let's give it a try. We're in. I'm the only person in here though, so I'm going to be quiet and I'll do some voiceovers.
So the museum was actually pretty cool. It had some old maps of old kingdoms, some nice paintings kind of showing off Somoni, and some cool armour. And then we went into this room that was about a fella called Abu Rudaki, who is a famous Tajik-born Iranian language poet. Basically the most famous person from the region completely. And then we went into another room which showed off like traditional clothing and like houseware and things like that, basically, which I found fairly interesting. It was quite cool to sort of see it visualized a little bit more. And then I went into the last room, and the last room is basically all about Tajikistan, and specifically quite a lot about the president and how the country has developed since independence.
Well, there we go then. That was the Regional History Museum. We actually successfully got into a museum. It was 30 som money to go in, which is fine. I can't work out what that is in my head because I don't really know the conversion rate. Interesting. Learned a bit about Tajik history. Yeah, I didn't film loads in there because there were people sat in every room, and there was a big sign that said no filming or photography, and I pushed it by taking some stuff on my phone, and we'll work with that. So yeah, there you have it. It's about the most touristy thing here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It was worth coming to. It was good fun. And here we have Mr. Rudaki himself. He really does show how closer the links are between Tajikistan and Iran linguistically than there are with some of the other countries, because he is celebrated in Iran and in the Persian language, but he's from Tajikistan. Well, we've just come across another little market type thing. This one is much more local and much more out of the way than the other one. This is what it's like. Like I said, a lot more local. They all want to shake your hand in this part of the world. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, they're all they're big handshakers in Central Asia. So if you're worried about that sort of thing, then yeah, there's nothing much you can do about it. So there we go, little market. Oh, they got some big old chickens in here. Give it, I don't know, an hour till they're actually cooked and they'll be delicious. But I'm not eating raw chicken. I think this might be the best Soviet mosaic I've ever seen. So yeah, I don't know whether to just head back to the border or whether to try and make a stop at the archaeological site. I'm not quite sure. We've probably got just enough time, like just. Yeah, let's wait and see. I'm not entirely sure on the method for getting a taxi. I'm basically just going to stand here until someone picks me up, I think. Hopefully I don't get sunburnt. That would be a real dampener on a good day. Well, I think we're in luck. I just grabbed one. To the border? Uzbekistan border? No? Okay. Not going there. That's a shame. That worked really well. Literally like 2 seconds and he stopped. Oh well, we will wait for another one. See which one's going anywhere near the border. I'm doing all this stood in the middle of the road waiting for a bloody minibus taxi, as if they're the only option. I've looked across the road, there's a whole rank of taxi drivers, so I'm going to just jump in one of them. I think it's definitely going to be easier, a bit quicker. Let's see how much they charge before I agree anything, eh? I've definitely just overpaid. I think I've paid him about, I don't know, a £5. But to be fair, it's just me, so, and I'm riding up front, so I'm not cramped like I was on the way here. Actually thinking about it, if I paid £1 on the way here but I shared it with 4 other people and I'm paying a £5 now, that's probably about the same. It's probably not a terrible price. Thing is, you never know when you come somewhere that's not very touristy whether they're giving you a genuine price because they just don't know what to do with tourists, or whether they're just pulling your pants down, which could be the case. He might have also pulled my pants down earlier and charged me £1, so you never know. So yeah, we're just heading straight for the border. I'm only cutting it short by about half hour. We're at about, what's the time now? Oh, we're at about 3:30 now. I said I wanted to be back at the border at 4 to try and do everything, and then get back to Samarkand station for my train later. That was the plan. So it's 3:30 now. It's not it's nothing crazy. Yeah, I'm just in the nice taxi. It's very pleasant. So if you're in Samarkand, very, very easy to do as a day trip, like incredibly easy. Like I said earlier, there's only like 10 countries where you need a visa. Pretty much everywhere else is visa free, so you can just rock up. There's no issues at all. You are from Panjakent? Yeah. You like? Yeah. Not every driver you get is as chatty as the one I had this morning. And just like that, we are back in Uzbekistan, on our way to Samarkand, hopefully. On our way to Samarkand. I think we're in a shared taxi again, so that won't be too bad. I don't know.
Yeah, skолько how much?
Well, there we have it. A day trip to Tajikistan done. Panjakent, really nice place, fantastic people. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then stick around and I'll see you next time.